77 failed emergency calls. Hundreds of eerie photos taken in the dark. And bones that didn't match the jungle around them. This is the mystery of Kris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. In spring 2014, two young Dutch women, Kris Kremers, 21, and Lisanne Froon, 22, set out for Panama on a volunteer trip. They were searching for a fresh start. Adventure. Hope. Far away from their lives in the Netherlands. They arrived in Boquete, a quiet mountain town in the misty highlands near the Barú Volcano. But what began as a dream journey would soon become one of Central America's most haunting mysteries. On April 1 SD, the two set out on a hike along a foggy trail, with a local family's dog trotting beside them. They carried only small backpacks, 2 phones, and a digital camera. The last photos showed them smiling, crossing a gentle stream. But by sunset, all contact was lost. Days later, the dog returned home. Alone. A massive search began. Families, Dutch investigators, even a $30,000 reward. Still, no trace of the women. Phone records later revealed something chilling. Over a few desperate days, Kris and Lisanne tried calling emergency numbers 77 times. But poor signal meant none of the calls went through. One phone stopped working after a few days. The other stayed on longer, but showed repeated wrong PIN entries. So who was really using it? Weeks later, a local woman discovered a blue backpack on a riverbank, far from the trail. Inside were cash, sunglasses, both phones, Lisanne's camera, and a pair of Kris's shorts. Everything was dry. Everything was neatly packed. And the mystery only deepened. The camera revealed the most disturbing evidence. Hundreds of strange nighttime photos. Leaves lit by a flash. Red plastic tied to sticks. Tissues scattered on the ground. A mirror placed carefully on a rock. And then, at 1:49 a.m., one chilling image. The back of Kris's head. With odd marks on her face. As if something terrible had happened. And one photo, mysteriously missing. Deleted or corrupted. Later, scattered human remains were found. DNA confirmed they belonged to Kris and Lisanne. Some of Lisanne's bones still had bits of skin. But Kris's bones were unnaturally white. With high phosphorus levels. Completely inconsistent with the local soil. There were no signs of violence. No signs of injury. And yet, nothing added up. Officially, investigators claimed the women died after getting lost in harsh terrain. Steep slopes, raging rivers, and the unforgiving jungle. But many questions still remain. More than 10 years later, the fate of Kris Kremers and Lisanne Froon remains unsolved. A haunting mystery, where tragedy and the unknown blur together in the dark forests of Barú.